Greetings, my friends. Please make certain that you are still subscribed to this channel because every day I'm hearing from other people that they have been unsubscribed without their knowledge by YouTube. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Greetings. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth, and today I am angry. I am angry because in the days counting down to Star Wars Plan 9, the Rise of Skywalker, I am witnessing the final and systematic destruction of Star Wars. I have seen the NPCs descending on Anthony Daniels, insulting him and denigrating C-3PO, all in the name of the perverted corporate hive mind they call their fandom. I have seen the destruction heralded in leaks and rumors. I have seen the destruction looming in the titles of musical cues from the new soundtrack, and I have seen the destruction in the dead eyes of those who used to love this galaxy far, far away as they contemplate the release of yet another prefab plastic retcon job of a movie made from aspartame, organic free trade bat guano, and the tears of those who once loved Star Wars. Why, you may ask, would Disney purchase a franchise only to destroy it? I reported a rumor about 6 months ago from a source who informed me that contractually, George Lucas still had a financial stake in original characters and designs from his Star Wars films, and speculated that this alleged 25% royalty or fee was the reason that Disney had completely excluded characters like Darth Vader, Boba Fett, Luke Skywalker, and Obi-Wan Kenobi from Galaxy's Edge, essentially a Star Wars theme park without any Star Wars in it. According to this rumor, because Disney didn't want to pay George Lucas what would amount to a good tip in a restaurant, Disney was opting to strip-mine Star Wars rather than nurture it, extracting as few key characters as possible to give their bastardized universe the phony appearance of being Star Wars, then killing off the original characters as quickly as prudence would allow. Disney wanted their new characters to shine. But rather than earning that shine the old-fashioned way, through good writing and sound narrative principles, Disney instead decided to make Rey and Finn and Poe shine by tarnishing the original characters, hoping that dimming the gleam of the originals would make the new ones appear to glisten. That's the strategy of every NPC these days. They have nothing original to recommend them, nothing interesting to say, nothing bold to do. And so these cultural leeches, these fandom parasites, leech onto existing works of greatness, suck everything good out of them, and then declare themselves geniuses, standing on the drained husk of the plundered myth, declaring it woke and better than ever, even as the blood dribbles from their hagfish mouths. This is the new audience Disney is courting, have no doubt. But regardless of whether or not George Lucas still has a financial stake in his original characters, the fact remains that for whatever reason, Disney is systematically destroying the Star Wars universe as we know it. And all indications are that with the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker this Christmas, that destruction will soon be complete. Consider, in The Force Awakens, they took a legendary actor of near mythic stature, Max von Sydow, the Exorcist himself, and killed him in the first 5 minutes. Jar Abrams had Kylo Ren, a nothing new character, kill a legendary icon before that legendary icon, a star by any standard, could even get out a handful of lines, before that legend even had the barest glimmer of a scene to play, snuffed that genius of borning, and that is the Star Wars sequel trilogy in microcosm, the shape of things to come. The worthless new, destroying the accomplished old in a vain quest for stolen glory. That scene, the first in the Disney Star Wars trilogy, set the tone symbolically for all that was to follow. That's what Jar Abrams, the cinematic Antichrist, always does. Vivisects a living work of genius, spray paints it, and then parades the corpse through the street misrepresenting its death as his glorious creation. You think it's an accident that Han, Leia, and Luke were never reunited? Think again. How the hell are pale little placeholder NPC characters like Rey and Finn and Poe and Foldo going to shine through the supernova of incandescence a reunion of Luke, Han, and Leia would ignite? How is that pathetic beach ball with a droid head stuck on it going to shine when you have legends like R2-D2 and Threepio making fans laugh and shout and cry with long-delayed joy? No, that wouldn't do it all. Jar Jar wasn't going to allow that to happen. That's why Han had to be a deadbeat dad who forgot where he parked the Falcon for 30 years and then die like a punk-ass bitch walking into a crude lightsaber. Han had to die to prevent that reunion we all wanted to see, die in ignominy, die like a tool, so that fans would forget about Han and maybe, just maybe, take a shine to Finn or Poe instead. Luke, being the truest hero of Star Wars, had to die 1,000 times before he died in The Last Jedi, had to be humiliated, had to run away, be a hermit, reject the Force, attempt to burn the Jedi text, molest space manatees for their milk, reveal himself to be a traitor and a sham, and only then could he die. Rest in pieces, O noble Jedi warrior. Luke had to be a worthless, traitorous coward so that the amazing Wonder Ray TM Pat Pending could, by comparison, be the man Luke used to be, berating him, reminding him of his duty, picking up his discarded manhood in the form of the lightsaber he tossed over his shoulder and putting it on her belt like a trophy. Do you see the systematic destruction of Star Wars? Do you see what's going on here? Leia dies in The Last Jedi, or didn't you notice? Rest assured, Leia died out in space. Leia isn't a Jedi, and so knocked unconscious, she's not going to save herself using the Force. That was a lie. And Ruin Johnson knew it was a lie and did it anyway. Do you know why? Because in that scene, Ruin Johnson didn't just kill Leia, he killed the idea of Leia. Because from that point on, she was a joke. From that point on, we knew that Leia's survival was a complete lie. And so the very sight of her from that point on was a lie, a niggling mind worm that, like a sore tooth, would serve as a constant reminder that she should have died. That she didn't die is a lie. And now every time you see her, it's a reminder that Star Wars itself is a lie. The Force is a lie and a joke because the Force doesn't work that way. So that one scene discredited Leia, discredited the Force, and discredited Star Wars. Total destruction. Or so you would think. But more destruction is coming this Christmas, like a lump of coal in your stocking. Threepio is going to die in this movie. That much we know. He's going to be lobotomized, stripped of his memories, stripped of his soul, either to implant a battle droid chip in his head, as one rumor has it, so he can fire that bowcaster like in the previews, or he can translate some bogus MacGuffin Sith dagger text which makes no sense at all, regardless of what the circumstances are. Red-Eyed Threepio exists solely so that Disney can sell Red-Eyed Threepio toys, and in a larger sense, Threepio must be destroyed because Disney is systematically eliminating every vestige of George Lucas from Star Wars. They want him and his creations gone, for whatever reason. Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. Well, Disney is doing their best to live up to their new motto. They found that Luke, Han, Leia, Threepio, they all live in our hearts and minds. So they're having to murder the past, since it won't die on its own. They're doing this to Star Wars in two ways. They directly kill characters like Threepio by giving him an on-screen lobotomy, but even worse, Disney, with their forced diversity, gender swapping, and woke entitlement pandering, has recruited an army of NPC drones as a substitute fandom. And those drones are attacking anyone who doesn't toe the corporate party line, that, yes, Disney Star Wars is the only Star Wars. It is good, it is right, it is woke, and if you don't like it, you are evil. You are a gatekeeper. You are old. And those enforcers of corporate right-think have gone after Anthony Daniels in real life, swarming him on Twitter and attacking him for daring to speak out and say he wishes the Disney sequel trilogy had featured Threepio a little bit more. How dare he, say the NPCs. Look at these comments. These recruited substitute Pod People fans are no fans at all. They have no love of real Star Wars. This is yet another way that Disney is destroying every last vestige of George Lucas' Star Wars by recruiting fans who actively hate it. Behold the future of Star Wars. These are the maggots swarming inside the corpse of our galaxy, far, far away. And the final insult, there is a track on the upcoming Rise of Skywalker soundtrack. It is called The Falcon's Last Flight. There have been rumors that early in the film they're going to kill Chewbacca. Of course they are. We can't have any reminders of the greatness that once was Star Wars, so it makes perfect sense that Chewbacca must die. Never mind that he's an actor in a suit, and they could just keep that suit going forever. Chewbacca could be immortal, but no. Chewbacca must die, so that the other worthless characters can appear to shine. So from the title of this track, The Falcon's Last Flight, it appears that not only are they going to kill Chewie, but they're also going to destroy the Falcon. And to make it a trifecta of death, it only makes sense that they're going to kill Lando Calrissian as well. What? You think Chewie's going to fly the Falcon without Lando if Lando is around in the movie? Get ready, kids. It appears that Jar Abrams is going to finish the destruction that he began in The Force Awakens. Jar Abrams is poised to wipe the slate clean of original characters. Jar Abrams not only raises the franchise fields, he salts the earth so that nothing will ever grow back there again. This makes me wretch. This fills me with fury. This strikes me with grief. It's a sad thing to see something majestic and beautiful torn down by gray featureless little things, joyless pod people whose only chance to achieve greatness is to cannibalize it. For me, Star Wars died when I first saw the poster for The Force Awakens, when I realized that Jar was just recycling old ideas, giving us another Death Star, ripping off the original Star Wars, dismantling it, and then putting it back together. Wrong. I knew it died when I saw how they tried to elevate a nothing like Kylo Ren by having him kill a legend in the first 5 minutes. And yet now, as we tick down to the final destruction of Star Wars, when even the Skywalker name will be tainted by Rey appropriating it at the end, declaring herself as Rey Skywalker, I find myself seething. I'm obliged to see this, to review it, to warn the world of what lies inside this cultural nuke of a film. But unless you are a reviewer, I urge you not to see The Rise of Skywalker. It's a snuff film, nothing more. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry and remember, without respect, we reject.